cut it out, but
I was actually playing my shaman on Tim's server.
Oh, nice.
Tim's server is is this world's version of Fimbulvetter.
He's more like the Tom Bombadil of my life.
It's not inaccurate.
Meaning he's unnecessary but very likable and really does improve things thematically if you think about it.
He's not there, but he's very impactful.
Yeah.
I think he would also forget where the ring would be if it was given to him.
Oh, yeah. And then it would be like, I do have the power to end all of the horrors in this world, but my wife is calling, so I'm gonna disappear for a while.
Yeah, that dude rules. All right. Are we ready for Sunken World Saga?
Yes.
That's me asking you, all the players, not the audience, because...
Oh, I'm good to go.
Connor?
I'm good.
Alrighty. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Sunken World Saga. This is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream where we play Dungeons & Dragons, as I just said. There are 4 groups of 4 player characters. We have 8 players total, each of them with 2 characters, one in 2 groups. Or one in one group. They're in 2 groups. And tonight we are returning to the storyline of the Order of the Lion's Hope. If you all will, in your own time, go ahead and do the intros. I'll be taking the second person's spot, as he is delayed by a bit. And so, take it away.
Hey, I'm Nathaniel Pottswells, and I'm playing the half-orc monk, Akka.
Akka right here. Ian Donovan Highland usually plays Marahim. He is a tiefling wizard.
And I'm Aaron. I play Marcus Dubrow, who is a Circle of the Moon druid.
And I am Connor Tolles, and I play Althea Nilo, a storm sorceress and celestial patron warlock.
That is correct. And the Order of the Lion's Hope have been on in a very short amount of time, have really moved and shaked across Hallandor, the empire that they are knights sort of sworn and bound to, although with a slightly different form of service. They serve at the orders of the House of the Dove, the office of the Emperor, but they are given a bit more autonomy. They act more like knights errant when they are not having orders given to them, and as well, they do have a command structure that can give out missions, that sort of thing. They have, over the course of their time on the stream, they have come against a wizard named Caladrius. And this stream tonight will be largely concerning their pursuit of knowledge of his plans to remake the world. They have come due to a little bit of research, a little bit of snooping on their part. They found that on a list of locations that would be important to him, and by probing into the mind of one of his soldiers, one of the people who's dedicated themselves to his cause, they found the Lypris Mines, a small town called Lypris, that Caladrius' family, in fact, technically owns. They decided to come here to try and find out anything else that they can about his plan, any ways to stop it, find out what type of things he has, to see if they could locate his tower that disappeared from Javenna, the city that they first came into conflict with Caladrius therein. On their journey north, Caladrius actually came to them as a illusion, and simply begged them not to disturb anything that they found within the mines, not damage anything in any way. They tentatively agreed and made their way to Lypris. On their way, they hid in grass, not wanting to start a battle with a very large force of light cavalry, led by a woman who was referred to by the elves flanking her as the Princess of the Rami, a tribe that once sort of ruled the plain in this section of Amancia, the province that the party is currently in. There's a lot of stuff in this stream, huh? And they made their way through a forest and eventually found a sort of shimmering barrier. They were ushered in at the behest of the Primar. Once a merchant seemed to go inside and get permission. Once inside, they were taken to the Primar and began to ask a few questions. The answers given, as well as a bit of investigation by Merihim, revealed that almost everyone inside of this city, or this small town, does not have a soul any longer. And as they were asking more and more questions, a disheveled-looking, well-dressed man barged into the Primar's office with a crossbow and said he had had it. And that is where we will return. With you all in the office of the Primar, this man having just barged into the room. And we're
What did you have?
He looks at you. Outsiders. You let in outsiders after all this time? What if they bring disease? We don't know how things have changed. They could get us sick, and he's lowered his crossbow, and he is now pressing his back to the door.
If you want to know how things have changed, you can easily just ask.
Connor, can you speak up a bit?
If you want to know how things have changed, you can easily just ask.
Luigia, I have had it. I don't know what these outsiders want. But we need to do something. Luigia just stares at the man, and you notice that both of the armed townsfolk have begun to slowly just move.
Look, we're not here to mess with you or get you sick. Your old friend Caladrius kind of pointed us in this direction.
The coward.
I can't disagree with that.
He took everything from us.
Oh, you know what? His name wasn't Caladrius, it was Galadrius.
Who?
So, no need to be
Caladrius is your friend, and he kind of points the crossbow up at you, putting his hand underneath it. Then you owe me a lot of money.
Enemies, friends, frenemies.
Yeah, Caladrius isn't really our friend. Or he's not our friend, but if he owes you something, maybe next time we talk with him, we could let him know. What's your name? I'm Marcus. This is Eka and Merihim and Elthia.
My name is Chiato.
Can you spell that for me?
I know these aren't great circumstances, but it's nice to meet you, Chiato.
It is spelled Ciatto. Giotto Mortium. And I was the foreman of the mine before Caladrius decided that it would no longer be in operation.
So if what would you like for the town
I don't give a fuck about the town.
or the mine?
I want the mine reopened, and I want... And you see him calculating in his head. I want 21,583 gold.
That's like an oddly specific number. Do you
I
owe
mean-
somebody money?
We might
No.
have that much after the gambling on the fights.
That is what... If profits increased steadily, that is what the mine would... That is what I would be owed as foreman of the mine if it had stayed open.
But didn't the mine rip every one of their souls?
It
So
did, but
honestly-
it's still... There is still... Limlac growing. We could have, on all this time, we could have all bought... We could have bought our way into the Senate. We could have... Anything. With the time that we have spent here. And once it is over, what are we're going to... I will still be... plebeian. After living as long as I
can I-
have, unable to fucking leave.
Well, not to, make you feel bad about your plans or goals, but I can tell you this: becoming a senator would just make you. It would take your soul faster than that mine did.
Yeah, you don't want to see what they like to do.
The guards around here, are they, you said they start to move, are they moving like in position to attack us with him, or
No,
are they moving into
They
position-
have their eyes on him. And when they get to the positions they're in now, he sort of like shoves the crossbow in the woman's way and then at the man, and is kind of just his eyes darting back and forth.
Oh,
I've spoken to outsiders too. There are people who would be happy to have Limlac. There's a war coming. We will be at risk. The Limlac can be a bargaining chip to keep us alive.
well, how would people get here since they can't get through the weird wall barrier thing?
He can get in.
Who's he?
The one that the people I spoke to talked about their king. He said that he would be able to break this barrier with a swing of his hammer.
This wouldn't happen to be the Rialti, would it?
Yes.
Well, since you're, well versed in the mine and everything, what could we do? Say, and this is hypothetical, so don't get upset. But if we were to go in there, what could we do that would hinder Caladrius, but also help the people, like keep the people of this town safe?
I don't know. They won't let me in.
Well, what are you gonna do in there other than mine the good stuff?
I'll fucking mine. And when he says that, this one lunges at him and sort of shoves the crossbow down. And when he does, Giotto sort of turns and just shoots him straight in the chest.
Can I Misty Step towards him and then, right, I have Misty Step. Hold on, let me double check that. Yeah, I'm going to bonus action Misty Step towards him and then for my action, I'm going to Shocking Grasp him.
Okay.
You have metal on,
He does not.
but he's holding a crossbow which has metal, right?
He is holding the wooden parts of it.
Drink. Was hoping to get advantage on this. $26 to hit.
Yeah, 26 will hit.
17 points.
Yowzers.
Damn.
Okay, yeah, he and he falls back onto the ground, not moving.
And I was just trying to I just wanted to stun him, knock him out, kind of use my hand as a taser. I
All
wasn't
right,
killing.
well, low or high?
Hi.
Okay, roll a d20. If it is above a 10, it will be non-lethal damage.
No!
Okay. Sorry. I feel that's not fair. You knew what you were doing. All right. The rest of the time that you're in this area where death is extra permanent for D&D, it'll have to be declared. But okay, you knock him out.
Right. Well, that man was quite unsightly.
This guy is coughing up blood, though.
Oh boy.
Can anybody here heal? No.
Yeah.
I have
I'll be right there.
Oh, Miriam.
wait.
You've changed.
Where's it hit?
He looks up at you with the bolt sticking out of his chest. Kind of goes, and just some blood dribbles over his chin.
Yeah, all right. I'll go ahead and do a cure wounds at second level.
Oh wait, Marcus. When I asked if anyone could, I can heal. It was just wondering if we wouldn't have to use our magic, but if we do, I have magic that I could get back later.
Yeah, no, I think that's all right then, Althea. I think he's all patched up now, and I'll just tap his the bolt in his stomach.
I was gonna say you watch as the bolt is slowly pushed out like Wolverine.
Yeah, oh nice. Yeah.
And he stands up and he goes, "Thank you. I feel right as rain, but it still fucking hurts. It's weird."
Yeah. Could probably be sore for a couple days, actually.
And you can see he has a really gnarly, scar tissue area that is probably going to look that way forever.
Yeah, I'll pick up the bolt and hand it to him, and I'll say, "But you get a souvenir out of the whole thing. You could take that home."
Thank you. Darling, do you mind tying him up? And she steps forward and starts tying his arms.
Your darling over there is probably going to dig that scar anyway.
She looks up and gives kind of a
As Akka's ugly ass is just riddled with scars.
And she looks over at you and goes,
Does this guy have anything on him, other than the crossbow?
He's got a tunic.
That's Akka's flex.
He
makes
has
his chest muscles dance.
On a belt, he has a small pouch. It doesn't seem to be holding coin.
What's in it?
Well, do you go to try to take it?
Can I try and take it slyly?
Sure. He's the male guard isn't looking, and the female guard is preoccupied with tying him up. So make a sleight of hand check.
All right. With advantage since no one's paying attention?
If they were looking directly at the belt, you would have disadvantage, so I'd say straight. Okay, yeah, you take it off of him.
Sweet. I'm just going to pocket it and I'll look at it later.
Okay. And once he is tied up, the two of them kind of take him off somewhere else.
Does this sort of thing happen often?
No. Giotto he was the Primar before me. He held most of the power in the town before Caladris, his father. before he, he came into power in the town and made everything a bit more collective. So he is the person who gets upset the most often.
Yeah. You all right then?
So,
Where are they taking him, actually?
his house.
His house? Oh. And where would that be, just in case there's a kerfuffle later, like, I know where to go to help out?
It's close to the border of the shimmering barrier. And she points down like that sort of way. Basically like straight down from where you are.
You guys don't have, like, a jail here, because, he was saying that he was talking to people from outside, and if you're saying that his house is close to the barrier, maybe it's best not to take him back there where he could talk to people.
That is a good idea. Once he is awake, he will be taken to a family friend. Somewhere that they can make sure he's full of wine and gets into a better mood. Now, I apologize. We were speaking about this town and its history and your relationship with Caladris.
So, did we talk about the whole end of the world thing that he's interested in? Yeah, I know it's just a couple minutes ago, but there's a real shock there at the door.
Right, yes, we are aware of what is to come.
Yeah, and so do you think that you're gonna go to the next world with him, or what's your whole
Yes,
stance on that? Yeah.
a living body without a soul will be given its soul back at the point of crossing. A soul that exists and has not passed on will be given its body back.
And you're aware that if Caladrius's plan were to be realized and enacted, thousands, if not millions of people will die so that you can have a soul in the next world, correct?
You are not incorrect, but by your tone, I think that you fail to understand what it will truly be like. It will not feel like you are dying. It will not be pain. In an instance, you will simply be alive somewhere else.
Yes, but not everyone will be able to make the journey across. Caladrius has made that quite clear to us, that there will be casualties.
Is there not casualty in any time of social change? When a new emperor is found, are not hundreds of people killed for being in the wrong place? For looking similar to someone who once supported an opponent?
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's
but-
not what you want to happen, though.
Yeah, and there's like a lot more people that I think are gonna die this time around. Like most of them.
Yeah, because it's not happening in, like, one battle. It's the entire world all at once, right?
Yes, but it is not. It is not death in the sense that we understand it. It's something different.
Well, you go from existing to not existing, right?
And then to existence again.
But for the people who
Well, maybe you will, but what about the people that don't get sent there?
They will.
Look, I've done some horrible things, and I don't think I'm going to make it to the next world.
It is not a judgment. It is anyone who is alive will be, in the moment that Caladrius succeeds, this world will end, and the next will begin. And everyone here will be taken over.
Well-
I think Caladrius might be not telling you the entire truth, because from what he told us, only a finite amount of people will be able to make it from here to the world.
I don't believe he has ever said that.
Well, he said not everyone can. He said it can. It won't be. He can't bring everybody because there's only a certain amount that can go through.
I don't believe he has ever said that. If I have said that, it was a mistake. There are things in the realm of that have been said, but not about Caladrius' plan, I do not believe.
So then, why do we think that he's planning? Like, Althea's whole reason for not agreeing with him is that he has said that there are people that won't be able to make it. Like, there are people who are going to die. And
I
not.
thought there was something about like
Make-
the strongest people going or something.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm mixing up the campaigns. Though.
So that might be a misconception because the dwarf that you talked to right after Nessus, the dwarf that you talked to right after hearing Caladrius' plan, explained that the last time that it happened, only the strongest people got to go through.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Caladrius' plan is that he will get to set the terms for creating the next world, and everybody will come through.
Well, I think it'd be reasonable for our characters to have that misconception.
Sure.
then.
Yeah. No, I think so.
But yeah,
I just wanted to
also have
clarify that
misconception as a player. Yeah. so
I
then-
have not
Yeah.
said that. I don't think. If I have, I absolutely my bad.
Actually, while we're on this subject, Marcus, we need to work out a little plan here. If we know that the end of the world is about to happen, a
Yeah.
few moments before it, you need to change into a giant bear so that you're strong enough that you'll get sent.
Hey,
No, yeah, but then I'll be sent over as a giant bear, and I don't really want to be a giant bear when I'm over there.
Oh,
I wanna
you can't change back like you do now?
Well, I don't know how it'll work.
That's a good point. Maybe I'll be a baby cub and you'll... Never mind, that's gross.
Hey, the way that Caladrius and the way that he has planned it, and the way that Hortensius, his father, theorized about it, was that if everything plays out as it would without his intervention, this world will go through the same cycle as the ones before. We will have cataclysm after cataclysm after cataclysm to harden those who remain. Then those who are the most powerful will be transferred over. The ones who are the wisest, the bravest, the strongest, the wiliest, they will be the ones who are transported over, and only a select amount. But if Caladrius enacts the ritual years early, hundreds of years early, he will, in the moment of synthesis, the moment of change, have the power to bring everyone across.
Oh, well, I was really wrong about Caladrius then.
But you did say that's only a theory, correct?
On a small scale, it has worked.
What do you mean on a
You,
small scale?
you all recreated the world in a small scale?
It is possible to create. I am not a magician, but when Caladrius was only a boy, on one of his trips back here, he showed me that he had created a bag, and in this bag there was empty space. And he put a few beetles into this bag, and then he destroyed everything of it. the space inside the bag that we could touch and see. But as soon as it was gone from his hand and the other one was one nearly identical, but different. And he opened it up, and there were the same beetles inside.
What?
Yeah, well, children that do experiments on bugs and animals, they never grow up to do weird shit.
Wait, I'm confused. So he made a bag that had empty space. So I'm assuming a bag of holding.
Yeah, I think Althea could make that connection.
And then he put beetles in the bag, destroyed the bag, and then created a second bag, and the beetles flew out.
The beetles were in the second bag, yeah.
I am confused. And I think Althea is too. I don't understand how.
They're just trying to prove that he knows how to do it and that he's going to do it. But my question is, what are we going to do here? Because so far we've just been explaining Caladrius's plan a little more in depth.
Right. Yeah.
What are we planning to do in these mines or here in this town?
Well, I think that we could go and check out the mines and take a look. Just see
But
the
what are
site.
we looking for?
Well, I don't know. Have you ever been in a mine before, Echo?
One or two.
Yeah, well, I've never been in a mine before, and I'd like to see, what the inside of a mine looks like. And this Limlac powder, that seems kind of strange. Maybe there's some clues in there for, this whole world-ending process.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, the more time we spend here, the less time we have to spend, fighting people or. Well, I guess that guy just attacked us, so maybe that's not entirely true. But
Yeah, that's my worry.
but they have gods here that fight for us, so that's nice. It's this is one of the better Lion's Hope jobs that we've done, I'd say, so far. We met that tree the other day. That was nice.
Yeah. We got to swim in a hydro pool. That was fun.
Oh yeah. Maybe that's not the tops, but better
Well,
than.
the swim was nice afterwards.
Mhm. Yeah, but my tent was all wet.
Well, I mean, have you ever slept in a wet tent before that?
Yeah, no, that's a great point there. Okay, so, see, this is why we make such a good team. You keep my head on straight. But yeah, I think just heading over to the mine, it might be a good place to start.
Yeah, we'll see what all he's stockpiling in there. Souls and powder and such.
Yeah, right. Althea, what do you think?
I'm not entirely sure at the moment.
It's kind of confusing, isn't it?
It is. I don't really know. I mean, our mission here is to find Caladrius and investigate his known whereabouts, his favorite locales, and I mean, I think a place that he owns would definitely qualify that.
Yeah, so I guess
No, I
we
definitely
can just slip into the mines like he said then and just see what all he's got in there. Maybe he'll have notes or something laying around, and
Yeah, I mean, he even said that
we
we
can
could
always figure that out.
take a look, as long as we don't poke around, destroy anything.
definitely
Don't mind us, Luigi. We're just plotting against your master.
Yeah, don't worry
No,
about it.
you have permission to enter the mine?
I mean, I'm definitely interested to see what happened with this mine and maybe if there's a way that we can reverse its effects.
You all right? Louis, do you mind taking us there to the mine?
Oh, I do not. I have a few things to do. Lotharius, and the young boy, reading his book, sort of springs up. Can you take these folk to the mine? He walks up.
This is Ethel's brother, right?
Edelsinius' his little brother, who's like 40.
Yeah.
He's like 40, but stuck in a boy's body, right?
Yep.
Okay. It's weird. I always thought the soul was the part that lived on forever and not the body.
Stuff works different here.
I do want to ask Luigia before we leave.
Let's go while he gets still talking.
I'm also on a more of a personal mission as well. East of here, there's a flat hill. Is that inside the barrier or is that out?
It's outside.
It's outside. All right. You wouldn't happen to know anything about the giant who was left there, would you?
Oh. Yes. He was a wicked old man, and he was killed by a group of heroes.
Does it seem like she's telling the truth about that?
You can make an insight check.
21.
She seems to believe she's telling the truth.
Seems to believe. Did someone tell you that the giant was evil?
Yes, it was a folk story.
The story of a giant who
Was slayed by a group of wandering heroic knights.
and the giant had been terrorizing town.
Yes, he
With-
would walk in and reach into the attic of houses and worm his arm through until he could grab someone and pull them out so that he could eat them.
See, we have quite an extensive history back at a history section back at the Order. From my knowledge, the giant that was killed was the wrong person, so maybe you shouldn't believe everything you hear. And I just walk out.
All right, and Lotharius leads you all to the mine.
Right, because I know from Desdemona
Desdemona
and from
said,
research that I did that they killed the wrong giant. They didn't care who it was. The adventuring heroes just wanted the glory.
I
Of
believe
saying that they slayed the giant, and it was like not the right person. It wasn't the right giant who was killed.
I believe that's the case. Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
When you all get here, you see the same sort of unarmored, just like plain spear wielding guards. And they just sort of wave at you. They don't seem like like they're not here to stop you. It's not like Lotharius is giving you permission. It's just they probably keep one person out of the mine.
Right.
What they really should be doing is keeping crossbows out of his hands.
Well, it's his crossbow.
You guys can probably
They're
take
coming
a
to
rest.
take our crossbows.
You guys can probably take a rest for a little bit. That guy is quite knocked out at the moment.
Oh, good. I'm going to grab a beer. And this guy goes inside.
Well, I mean, I could go for a beer too.
His head pokes out. You want the beer? And he goes back
Yeah,
inside.
it's nothing better than a cold one while you adventure into a cave.
He brings you out a horn of beer. A goat horn.
Slip,
Sort of deal.
sip. Oh, that's good. Thank you.
No problem. And he
Is there
goes,
anything we should know about heading in here in the mine? Before we go in? I'm asking Lotharus.
falling down the holes, it would take a very long time to climb up.
Yeah, all right then.
And if you disturb any of the bodies you find inside, they will be gone forever. Please don't do that.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't do that. We agreed to not do that, right, everyone?
I agree. I wouldn't want to harm it. So I do need to ask a question then. If I were to give some of my beer to one of these bodies inside, would the person in the body outside get drunk? That's how this is happening, right?
No.
No.
Oh, those aren't your souls in there?
No.
Oh. Well, then I'll keep the beer for myself.
They are bodies of people who have died after their souls were taken, but they are preserved in a state so that hopefully they will get one back.
Gotcha. Okay. So, yeah, we'll be real nice and not too touchy and no
Alright.
hurting on them.
And you all... Oh, sorry.
What if they attack first?
Well, they're
Yeah, but they're dead.
They're
out there?
dead. Yeah. Oh, he became a Kiwi for a second.
Yes, but we've encountered things that have been brought back to life before.
I don't think that will be a problem. Please just run away if it is.
Yeah, all right. I think that's fair. We can just run away. We see any dead things that shouldn't be alive? All right. I'm gonna head on in.
Yep, and you all head into the mine. And there's a big
Into the
octopus you gotta
mine.
fight outside. Just kidding. But you do. You walk into the mine.
I'm assuming it's dark in here.
It is very dark in here.
I'm gonna cast light on my on the tip of my staff.
Sure.
So the
Aka's gonna step forward and peek his head around this corner.
Yeah, and when you look, you can see that there is a massive pit. There is a railing that would come to your very tall waist.
Okay. I found one of those holes they were talking about.
Yeah, best not step in there. All right, so I guess we should
Oh,
just
I have
look
an
around.
idea.
Yeah.
I can hold your legs and lower you down, and maybe you can see something.
Yeah, but I can't see very far because these old eyes.
My eyes are old, and I don't have any problems.
Yeah, but also I can't see in the dark. Actually.
but
Oh.
isn't it? You can turn into animals, Marcus.
Yes.
What if you turned into like a giant owl? They can see in the dark pretty well.
Yeah, all right. I don't know if I've seen a
and they're
giant owl
wise, and
before.
apparently wise people get into the next world, so you'll be all right with that one too.
Yeah, I don't actually know if I've seen a giant owl before, but I could turn into maybe let's see if other animals have low light vision.
Should you just like a regular owl?
You've seen a regular owl, yeah.
I've heard them hooting, but I've never seen them because he doesn't have good dark
I
vision.
don't have a good light vision. Exactly. Well, we have a light right now. Maybe I'll wait to turn into an animal until like we need it. We just poke around.
Oh yeah. Marcus or Aka, if you hold Marcus's legs, I can just point the tip of my staff in there, and
Well-
it'll shine some light in a little bit.
But
Yeah,
the
but also-
boy said that it would be a very long climb. I assume that Marcus's eyes wouldn't, or the light would not cast enough that Marcus could make out the bottom.
Also, I'm
Right,
not
but
very
isn't that
tall.
the perfect story
Oh.
to keep us away from looking at where he hides his stuff?
I think the
Um,
boy hides things in these holes.
No, not the boy. Their master.
Yeah, I just kind of think this is a dead end that we're looking at. These big black holes.
Oh,
I'm actually gonna walk up to the edge of the hole and pick up a rock, cast light on it, and throw it down.
Okay. You do this, and it goes down, and you hear it crack, 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 echoing off of the walls as it falls down.
oh, it's a crackhead down there.
And you see down at the bottom, you see something verdant green. It's massive. And you can almost make out movement. Make a perception check.
Oh shit!
And then make a actually before you make the perception check, have you clicked it yet?
No.
Okay, make a medicine check.
A 6.
Okay, then make a perception check, please.
A 7.
Okay, you can tell that something's moving. It might be like weird green water, because it seems to be flowing like up and down at a pretty consistent rate.
Guys, there's like some weird, looks like green water down here. Do I know what color Limlac powder
Is green.
is green?
Yeah, maybe it's just a puddle with that Limlac stuff in it.
Maybe. Do I have any? What did the rock do when it hit it?
It bounced off of it and it's sitting next to it.
Oh, that's weird. My rock hit the water and bounced.
Yeah, it might not be water then, Althea.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Well, let me come over and see it, but I'm not going to make any decisions about what it is or say anything. Interesting.
Marcus, you're pretty wise. Can you look down here and tell me what you think this might be? And I'll hold on to like the back of his shirt.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, I see. When she wants to do it, everybody's fine with it.
I guess I just want to see what's up here first, but all right, I'll just take a look over. And I mean, I don't know if I can see that far, even with my. Like, I think I might need to turn into something that has dark vision to.
Well, there's a light down there.
Yeah, but even then, it's like dim light, and
Yeah, I just didn't want to make it unfair. I think you would need to become something with dark vision to see that
Yeah.
far for you.
right, yeah,
'Cause you have to
exactly.
pierce through
Fine,
all the darkness around it.
I'll take a look.
Okay.
Yeah, Echo's pretty wise too. Actually, that's a little known fact about him.
Medicine check, wisdom check.
Okay. I'm actually proficient in both of those things.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm not-
whoa.
I'm not proficient in perception, actually. My
Okay.
bad.
So you look down and you see what you recognize because you've seen a few dead bodies with parts of their self cut open. You are looking at a massive green lung that is slowly moving. It's expanding and then contracting as if it is
And by
breathing.
lung, you mean an exposed lung?
Yep. I don't know. I had to come up with a way to explain why
I'm
Akka
gonna-
would know what a lung is, and he's never. I don't think he's performed surgery.
No, he hasn't. But that's fine. It's just, I mean, what I'm actually seeing looks like an exposed lung, though.
Yes, but it is huge.
Aka's gonna grab a hold of Marcus' like collar and just kind of back up a little bit. Be like, well, I saw it.
What is it? It's water, right? Just weird water that bounces rocks.
Look, I'm a dumb guy, but I don't think this is like a mountain or a mine, really.
What do you mean?
Yeah, well, don't really understand that. It's very clearly a mine.
Have you all ever seen a dead body?
I mean,
Have you
yes,
seen inside of it?
I've created some dead bodies, but I don't know if I've ever
Well,
seen them.
have you like opened up the chest and seen inside of them?
Not really.
Well, once when I was a boy in the fighting pits, a guy got cleaved, like, basically from belly button to neck. And I could see him still breathing and his heart still beating with it all you could see it all. And there's a lung down there. It looks just like that, only instead of being bloody and red, it's green. And also, it's absolutely enormous. I think we're in the body of something, like a big dragon, or maybe it's the giant that they said they killed.
So it's been a month, so I will tell you all what you remember. One of the gods, and it sounded like it was a pretty important one of the old gods, was killed here, and the mountain grew around him.
Oh.
Thank you for that reminder, Ben. I definitely forgot that.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
forgot about that. I think it's whatever god they said died in this mountain is not dead.
You all right? Well, now I definitely want to go down there. If you put it like that, Eka. So,
What do we do down there?
well, we'll just poke around a little bit, make sure that none of the bodies are harmed. I guess.
Well,
Do you
I mean,
think-
look, it's
Do you think this god is
like, do you think that's what's stealing these souls?
Yeah. I think that might be.
That's what they told you.
Oh, they told us that the god was eating the souls.
We're really not learning anything new here. Let's move on.
Wait, but don't they think the god's dead?
The way that they explained it is basically as dead as he could be when he was killed. That's what he is.
Oh.
There is still a lot of malice coming off of what remains. And even though his organs create an endless supply of Limlac, being around him is what robbed everybody of their soul.
Can we feel anything pulling on our own souls?
No.
Luckily, Akka doesn't wear any shoes, so he has no souls to get stuck here.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching Saturday Night Live. Thank you to Arcade Fire.
Whoa. Saturday Night Live is not over yet. We haven't watched Alec Baldwin do his horrible Trump impression for the 5th time this episode.
Very good point. Aaron, do you want to be Alec Baldwin?
What are you saying about my Trump impression?
Or worse, what are you saying? He's Alec Baldwin like?
Is this rope actually here, Ben?
Yes.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna head on down. You guys wanna come along? I'm gonna check out this rope.
Wait, you can't see where you're going.
Yeah, but
Also, Miriam doesn't seem like a strong climber.
I'm gonna
that's a great point.
put my hand on Marcus. I'm gonna put my hand on Marcus's shoulder and I'm gonna say, because you say you're not very good at seeing in this light, so I'm gonna cast light on Marcus.
Yeah, perfect. It's like I got a little.
Do you do it on his forehead?
Well, I think because Marcus is a halfling, light is 10 feet in any diameter. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, an object that is no larger than 10 feet in any diameter. So Marcus is just a little glowing halfling, just all around his body.
Yeah, this is great. And I'm gonna like wave my arms around and stuff. But if Mirahim, you might want to go down too with us. I don't think you want to wait up here. So maybe I'll just turn into that owl, and you could ride my back as an owl.
Here, I got this. I do this with Clyde all the time, and I take out my vest and I start baby Bjorning him to my chest.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so your choice. You could either be on Ekka's chest while you go down the rope, or you could ride my back as an owl.
I'm not going to decide which of those happens. Ian can decide later.
I'll make the
that's an important
decision.
character choice.
I'll make the decision for Ian. I'll hop on Marcus's back.
All right, well, that's already taken there.
Well, you can't talk. You're an owl. Either Althea just jumped on your halfling back, or you can't talk.
Yeah, I don't think I.
Oh, that's what I meant. I was gonna say
Yeah.
if you turn into it, I will hop on.
Okay.
I will fly with Marcus.
Sorry, that sounded combative immediately. I just wanted to point out that she is either
Sorry.
jumping onto a halfling back, or
A glowing halfling's back at that.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll turn into. I mean, again, is that all right? Like a giant owl,
Okay. Sorry that a dog is
Um,
barking.
and I don't know, maybe giant eagle stats for that.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, giant owls have. I think they have. A giant owl has its own stats. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you meant for the thing on here. Got it. Sorry.
What do I roll to see how well I secure Miriam to my chest and get down the rope?
Do a survival check for me, please.
Okay.
And really take your time with it, because I just had to make a map.
Were we not? supposed to go
Well,
down
I
this
better
way?
roll with advantage, so
Sure.
it'll take longer.
Thank you. Hey, you all are supposed to do whatever you want to do. It's Dungeons and Dragons. The map is as big as your imagination.
Or at least as big as this old god.
At least as big as that old god. That's right.
And that's why you make such big maps. You're just so imaginative.
Yep.
I'll
Yeah.
even hold you down.
Speaking of the imagination of maps, if you guys scroll up, the top right looks like a ghost punching a boxing glove, like with a boxing glove up in the air, like Little Mac.
That is so funny.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. That's what I had in mind.
It also has weird legs, and we're about to go down the big pee hole.
Oh my god.
Alrighty, and there we go. Okay, so climbing down the rope, you managed to make it down, and flying as a giant owl, you managed to make it down. And you all fly down the moment that you get about 30 feet above this massive green glowing, very, very faintly glowing lung. Marcus, you begin to feel something strange happening. Althea, you begin to feel the same.
Ooh.
Maybe we should. Do we think it's proximity to this thing that took the soul? Oh god. I'm gonna lean close to Marcus's owl ears and say, maybe don't land.
Bennett, are there I know that you said something strange happening, but what does that mean?
It mostly just feels like something's amiss.
Okay, so it's like a psychological feeling.
Yes, you
Okay.
feel like you are being dismantled, basically.
Oh wow.
Not
Ooh.
in a way that is physically anything or painful. It's more like a very curious technician completely taking something apart and then putting it back together again to understand how it works. That's happening to you, your personality, your memories, who you are.
I'm gonna fly up into the rope, and I'll kind of like with my wings. I guess I'm beating them so that I'm trying to get Althea to to go onto the rope. Yeah, I don't know if she can read that or not, but so I'll go up a little bit and then towards the rope.
Sure.
Oh God, I'm not very strong. All right. I can take the hint. I'm gonna try and get on the rope.
All right.
Do I have to roll anything?
Yeah, make an athletics check. Akka, give me one too, but just cause.
God.
Yep.
Can I try and
Acrobatics, if
acrobatics
you
my
like.
way onto it? No,
That's how climbing works.
because
Okay,
I
yeah,
haven't.
you can climb down safely.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna dive back down towards the thing.
Okay, yeah. You've both been feeling the same thing since you got that close. But when you dive down, do you land?
Yeah, if I'm able to get close enough to it to land, I will.
Okay. Yeah, you land, and as soon as you touch it, you see on the wall dirt shift, and you see a massive eye looking at you.
Do we all see it or just Marcus?
You're climbing. You're not 30 feet down yet.
Okay.
Would I see it? I mean, I
No.
assume he probably didn't go too far.
I would say that with your 17, you gotta kind of focus on the rope.
Okay.
You go over and
sorry.
inspect it, and it
Yeah, I'm
it-
gonna take off again and fly towards it.
yeah, it looks at you, and it blinks, and then
Ooh.
it closes its eye, and it is gone.
All right, I'm gonna fly back and land again.
Sure.
It's okay, Marcus. I can clean it up once we get down. I understand you get motion sick.
Can I?
Are you okay down there?
Detect thought. I mean, this thing is within range for this spell, right? He's literally the entire mountain.
You don't know. You can try casting it.
I mean, that's what Akka said he
Yeah.
was, so
I'm gonna do it. I'm
do
gonna.
not believe Akka and his astute
By this time,
scholars.
by this point, Akka, you have gotten low enough that you are feeling like you're being unmade. So you cast Detect Thoughts.
Yeah,
Okay. And
and I want to say, am I at the bottom of the rope now?
you're close to it, yeah.
Okay. I want to say, are you? Did they tell us the name of the god?
They did not.
Are you the old god that was perished here?
And you get about 3 seconds of thought before you're going to take some psychic damage. But you do hear something, and you immediately understand this thing has no psychic defense until it catches a threat, and it's not really a mind. What you are basically experiencing is the remnants of a brain that is scattered across a few 20, 100 miles, 20 to 100 miles, not 2,000. You are basically seeing the synapses firing, and all of them geared towards one sort of thought, which is a maintenance of identity. And so it is, I am a god. I am a god. I am Alcibiades. I am a god.
Alcibiades.
And then you are going to take 17
recognize-
psychic damage.
Is that name? 17.
Yep, you do. That is the name that the followers of Naya have said more than once to be struck down while they are prisoners.
So the followers of Naya are against this guy.
Could be.
Like they said they wanted to strike him down, or that they did strike him down.
When you have had prisoners of the followers of Naya, they have started to say the name Alcibiades to try and be
killed.
struck by some type of divine wrath.
Ben, does my proximity to this like I've just been kind of like pacing back and forth and I guess like looking around, like what's my mental state like at this point?
You feel as if what was happening has kind of finished, but
Okay.
little things are still sort of being picked apart about you. Like
I guess
sort
I'm
of-
viewing this as like a psychedelic experience.
That's kind of how
Mark-
it is. Like you feel like something is sort of wiggling in your mind, and then
Yeah,
you'll
like
think
you
about
would,
like, oh, I remember the last time that I saw my mom, and then like you
Right.
are, while simultaneously an owl moving around and experiencing the feeling, the sensation of that, you are like replaying the memory of that last meeting.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
And you said 17.
So going down this hole gives us PTSD, is what you're saying.
If that's the last experience Akka had with his mom, well, he
With
wouldn't
Marcus, Mom.
have any. With Marcus's mom.
So you said 7. You did say 17 psychic damage, correct?
17 psychic damage.
Okay. Because I half thought you said 7D, and I was like, oh fuck. I don't drop the spell just yet, but I do say,
Well, if you hold a concentration check, maybe you don't.
I don't think detect thoughts is concentration.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Concentration check, just gotta beat 10. You beat 10?
Got it in. I say, we don't mean you harm. Also, I don't know if we want to help anyone here. I do, at least.
You take 14 points of psychic damage, and actually no, because you're not really probing into his thoughts when you do that. Instead, you will all take. Let me roll. Everybody but Marcus is going to take 14 points of fire damage, same amount. As your lion pauldrons begin to burn against you.
Oh,
How much again?
I don't
14
think-
points of fire damage.
I don't think mine would have been metal because can't casters not have metal on them?
Do you?
I think we said that before, like back at the beginning. I'm pretty sure that I said that mine wouldn't be metal because I know.
Well, you're allowed to have accoutrement of metal. The standard issue is metal. Merahim's is metal. Yours, I think, would be metal.
Oh,
Okay.
It's 14.
okay.
71 minus 14. That's 57, right?
Yep.
Ouch. But what did it think anything whenever I said?
Okay, if you try to do it, it seems like it has put up a barrier now.
Question, Ben.
Yes.
Can I take half of that damage since I don't wear my pauldron? I have it strapped to my belt.
Sure. It still is touching you, so it's still you'll deal 7. You'll take 7.
Yeah.
And Althea, if yours is leather, you take 7.
So when I first got that feeling, Aka's like stopped climbing down, so he's just like kind of hanging there midway in the rope, and he's like, Marcus, I think you need to fly back up. I think we all need to go back up. This is terrible. And as soon as I get that burning feeling, I'm gonna start pulling my way up and be like, come on. And so I'm climbing back upward.
Who? And I'm gonna. What's over here, Ben? What's this?
That is the way that conceptually the floor looks, because as soon as you all touch down, I'm sorry that I forgot to mention this, you are having trouble understanding the space around you. Spatially, you can tell that there is a way up, because the light looks different up there, even for... Well, no, because you can all see, because you're now. The light looks somewhat healthier up there.
The light spell is still on Marcus.
Right, but there is
Glowing now.
the way that you all can see darkness, like whatever it is that's allowing you to see that far, it looks nicer above you. But around you, you can tell that there is no wall that any of you can go through. The edges of the lungs seem to go into the cave wall.
Okay.
But it's basically just like you cannot tell how large this sort of chamber is.
So can I land on the ground next to the lung, or no?
You can.
Okay, yeah. What does it feel like when I do that? The same, or?
It feels like the wall or the floor upstairs, really.
Okay. Sorry, Connor.
No. I'm gonna say again. I mean, you know, Ham. I think there's some people who are opposed to you, that we are opposed to them. And the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I'm going to give him one of my healing D6. Like, I'm going to use one of my healing D6s to show that I'm a friend. Yeah, I'm just going to give him 1d6. Not arrows. Boop boop. 3.
Okay. As your pauldron begins to burn again, you take 12 points of fire damage. That's 24 halved. And you will take 3 points of necrotic damage. As it feels like some sort of spike goes into your mind.
Why?
And you start to see every memory you have of fear. Everything like that. Hey, Ian, we'll catch you up in a sec. When we go to break.
Don't mind the position that he's in.
Akka and Marahim have gone up enough that they did not take any fire damage from their pauldrons. Althea?
I drop the detect thought spell, and I say, Marcus, I don't really think I can climb this. Mind giving me a hand?
Yeah, and I guess I'll at this point, it feels like the process is done, so I'll start flying back up to Althea and let her jump on me if she wants.
Okay, yeah. And you all begin to fly up. You make it up at the same time as Akka carrying Marahim on his back like a little baby. And we're going to go...
Oh, no, he's on the chest, baby.
Oh, okay, sorry. You're like that picture of Daniel Craig that really upset a bunch of people.
Was this a giant god?
You did not get the sense that it was, like, at the time that you poked into its mind. I'd say the fact that he was trying to hang on to his own personality and who he was and his own sense of identity, and that's basically all he is doing at any given point. You got the sense that he was a human god. He's an old human god.
Human god. Okay.
And you all make it up here, and we're going to go on break now that you all have climbed out, most of you taking damage. So we will be back in, let's say 5 minutes, and we'll see you then. Do you all want to catch Ian up while I go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Or did Ian leave?
Ian? Are you muted? Now I'm very curious.
Hey, I'm here. You guys hear me?
Yeah. So what's happened so far is the guy who burst in the room at the end of the last session, he used to be the Primar before Luigia. And he came in spouting all this nonsense about
What is going on?
Caladrius owes him money, and that he hates what Caladrius did, and that he's not a friend of Caladrius, and if we are friends of Caladrius...
Caladrius owes someone money.
Yeah, but he doesn't actually owe him money. It's the guy used to be the foreman of the Limlac mine. And when Caladrius shut it down, he was angry because he lost money, and they could have had so much money, and he was like, you owe me the inflation of everything that we would have made by this point, which is like 2,200, like I think it was like 2,000 something. I think it's like 2,483. And then he shot one of the guards that was in there, and then we took him out, and then Ethel, Cineas's little brother, Litharius, guided us to the Limlac mine. And when we went in, we saw this big hole. I threw a rock with the light cantrip cast on it down into it, and we saw this green thing down there. And then Akka looked down and saw that it was like a giant green lung. And we went down, and Marcus landed on it, and an eye popped up and looked at him. And then it just like went away after a second. And then I cast Detect Thoughts, and I heard it saying, I'm a god, I'm a god, I'm a god, I'm a god, just over and over again. And then it dealt a shit ton of damage. And then it caught all of us on fire. Well, it like did heat metal, I'm assuming, on our pauldrons. So we all took a little bit of damage. And then...
Well, and when you were in its mind, it did say its name.
Yeah, and it's Alcibiades, which is the name that the followers of Naya have been saying whenever we capture them, for them to be killed. Like that one who just like said something and then died in the commander's office. But he was a human god. And this is the god that they told us last session. One of the old gods died there, and then the mountain grew around it, and that is what's eating people's souls. Although I'm kind of thinking that maybe, I don't know if it is. I think there might be something else here that's eating people's souls, and they're equating it to this, because it seems to be a lot of stuff is misconceptions about what is actually happening. Like the people think something different is what's going on, because also around here there was the giant the giant who was killed, who was like in the stories. There's a giant who came and was like kind of like a mob boss kind of dude, would like come to towns and like say pay me for protection, and if somebody didn't, he would like destroy their shit. So it was like, pay me so that I basically don't fuck your shit up. And then But then like a group of adventuring heroes killed a giant, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, because it was the same giant." Da 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 da. But really, it was a different innocent giant that was killed, and then the other giant just never came back. I don't know why. But there's like a lot of glory for the adventurers who killed the giant, and it seems that there's a lot of like things are happening for glory that are not necessarily fully the truth. So I think this thing is getting the shit into the stick, and there might be something else here that's eating people. But I don't know if that's true or not. But that's what Althea is thinking.
I can always make like a religion check.
Oh, also we learned that. So we've all thought that Caladrius can't bring everybody across, but Luigia told us that Caladrius has on a small scale, and it's just a theory that he can do it on a larger scale, but on a smaller scale, he was able to create basically another world and brought everything across. He made it like a bag of holding and put beetles in the bag, destroyed the bag, made another bag of holding, and the beetles flew out. I don't really know how that correlates to making another world, but because that's, accessing a pocket dimension, and maybe he just accessed the same pocket dimension.
Yeah.
I still kind of think Althea doesn't trust it. But yeah.
Okay.
Also, whenever she said that, whenever I was like, "Hey, you know that he's gonna like kill a whole bunch of like, you know what he's planning, right? You know his plan is to like destroy this world." And they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, yep, you just sealed your fate, burning down your entire city." But then she said that, and I was like, oh, man, she thinks that everyone's gonna be able to go across.
I mean, you can try to do whatever you want, but you might not have everybody on your side like you think you do.
Oh no, I fully know not everyone's on my side. But
Yeah, I'm here, Ben.
here. Do you need all of us to sound off, Ben, or?
I know that Ian and Connor were here, and then
Okay.
Aaron just signed off. So, I mean, I was listening to you say some stuff, and some of it was how I remember it, and some of it was.
I was sounding off to no one because I was muted.
There's a great deal of interpretation in what you talked about, and I'm delighted to listen to it.
Ben, can you make my token lunch?
Oh, sorry.
Wait, I did all the things that you did say to us, though. I did get those things right. My own speculations.
Right, your speculations were in
right,
there, and
yeah,
I
okay.
enjoyed hearing them so that I can know where your head's at.
Oh, no, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't say anything wrong of like what you did actually tell us.
I mean, there were a few moments where you might have overplayed one thing that I mentioned and underplayed some other things, but that's part of the fun of D&D. There's different perspectives. Let's get back into the D&D. Hey, everybody. We're back. The party have just soared out of this chamber with a lung. Would have been cooler if it was a chamber with a heart, but that's a different hole. And you have flown back up. Marcus is an owl. You all have only really explored down this direction.
Do you guys mind if we take a moment?
Yeah,
no, I think I'll be fine.
How much damage did I take, Ben?
14.
You only took 14 points of fire damage.
Okay, so halved. So 28. Or, nope, 7.
14 halved is 28. Yep.
That's like all of Miriam's HP.
Merheim has more HP than you.
The thing on the frame is inaccurate.
Oh, I apologize then. Never mind.
What is... Can I check this bag now that no one's around?
Sure.
What's in it?
It is a solid rock of Limlac.
Whoa. And do we know what that's used for?
It is the most potent. You can basically use it as stand-ins for the spell components of any spell, and it is extremely potent. Certain spells that are done with it, you can like double or even triple the effects.
Whoa. Do I know which spells?
It's mostly utility spells. Teleportation, you can be like, I want to appear in this inch of this city that I've been to before, but I only have teleportation circles somewhere else in the city. Well, I'm able to go anywhere within 500 feet of that teleportation circle.
Oh, dope. I can't do that, but dope.
Okay, I don't know about this anymore, guys.
Don't know about what?
Being
Sorry, I couldn't
inside
figure
of
it
a
out.
dead god's body, that was messed up.
I don't think the whole mountain is this thing's body. I think, because they told us that the mountain grew around the body. I think deep down there is where things happen. There was a point where it felt like something was rearranging myself, and I don't feel that now. I feel we're not... Up here is not inside of him, but down there... Interesting.
Can I make a religion check
Yeah.
to know anything about that god?
Sure. He is an old god, so your knowledge is going to be very limited.
I did do all that research on the thread in case that has any impact.
I'll say make a religion check, and if you get above a 17, I'll tell you the connection that you all have not made yet.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Alcibiades is the name of one of the 2 commanders of the forces of the old gods. He is Naya's husband.
Whoa!
Gotcha.
Yeah, look, Althea, it's when you get as old as me, you know who you are. And when something starts pulling apart who you are, it's really unenjoyable. It's pretty painful.
I would also say that this is Alphabiases is
Don't say his
Naya's
name!
husband.
Yeah, and so we know that Naya's up to no good. So this thing is probably up to no good. And if Caladrius is in league with this thing or using it, then he's probably up to no good.
We don't know
So
if
that's what
Caladrius
we're here to
is-
find out, right?
I don't believe that Caladrius is in league with Naya. If anything.
Well, he's in league with this thing if he's using it
Well,
to
no, Akka. In
power
fact,
his thing.
let's look critically at what we know about this. When we first set out to fight Caladrius, who was there to kill him? Naya's forces are trying to free this thing. Caladrius is probably the only thing keeping it under control. That's why they hate him. That's why they're trying to get him out of the way.
And that's why they're... Oh my god, that makes so much sense. They said that Chiato, what is his name?
Chiato.
Chiato. He said that he is talking to the Dalraoth, and that they are coming here with a hammer that can shatter this barrier. And we also know the Dalraoth are in league with working with Naya. So they are coming here to break the barrier that keeps people from coming in. Naya will be able to get her forces in here.
I think that what we need to understand here is that the forces that Naya commands and the forces that Caladrius is trying to build are at dialectic opposites. He is trying to create a new world, and they are trying to return to an old one. At the end of the day, whether we agree with either side, or
Well, maybe they just want to remake the world too and make it like the old one. And none of us were there for the old one, so everything that Caladrius describes could be what the old one was like.
we're facing right now several unique forms of apocalypse. We have the dragon, I believe. What was it? Was it the dragon that was going to kill the world or something?
Eternal Dragon.
The Eternal Dragon.
He's going to eat the world because the clouds are no longer there.
That's trying to eat the world, and the Night Wolf is the last defense. And that's to the north. We have something going on with Naya, and we have Caladrius. All
Is that
three...
because somebody said Night Wolf?
Night Wolf? All three are trying to achieve apocalyptic end. But they are all trying to do it in different ways. I don't think that any of these are trying to recreate the world except for perhaps Caladrius. The others are trying to reform this world within their image. What we know about these gods is that I do believe that you told me this, Ben, because I don't know where else I would remember it from. Do I know about how, like, when a new world is created, the gods from that world basically die? They, like, stop?
Yeah, that's what Nessus told you.
Yeah. When a new world is created, the old gods stop. Naya doesn't want to create a new world. She would cease to be. Right now, our best bet, as it was back in that fucking party, our best bet is to pit these forces against each other. And right now, I am far more afraid of what happens if Naya's forces break into this town.
Marahim,
and awaken this giant.
I'm Uncle Mary.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with us going deeper and touching all his body parts?
Guys, I apologize to interrupt, but that thunder did not sound
I just
natural.
thought you burped.
And no, it would have been much louder if I burped. Chiotto did not say when they were coming. There's a hammer that is going to break something to break a barrier this huge and this powerful must give off some sound, and I start running out. They might be here now.
Wait, hold on. Ben, did you play like a sound effect that I missed, or is this from before I got?
No, I was playing a thunder sound effect. I like this, so I'm just gonna say Althea runs outside, and you see Lotharus sitting casually reading his book on the grass. And he looks up and says, "What's the matter?"
Did you not just hear the loud thunder?
Oh, well, sure, but it's just a... And he points, and you can see far in the distance there is a thunder cloud to the south.
Do you guys have any indications of if the barrier gets destroyed?
Oh, sure, all of us will know. Oh, why is he Irish now? All of us will know.
Do you have any inkling at the moment?
Oh, it's fine.
Oh. Sorry.
It's all right. It's, it's the new storm. That's what it's called. Up in Yorn.
Oh. I'm slightly familiar. One of my parents was.
Oh, that's interesting. And he just kind of gives you a smile and then goes back to reading his book. And you're free to go back into the cave if you like.
Ben,
Okay,
while they've been having this conversation, I've just been going forward. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at like the walls here, and
Yeah, you don't see any eyeballs.
Yeah.
And in fact, as you are getting here, you feel as if all of a sudden your mind is protected. Like you are almost, it's like almost like you're going through the barrier outside of the town again, but you are able to enter willingly, and you feel like nothing can attack your mind.
Okay. Can you clarify something for me then? Because, like, I guess I was kind of interpreting that as a positive experience for Marcus.
Oh, down there?
Yeah.
I guess you could have. I did not think that I was.
I mean, I know that it wasn't
positively.
intended. Like, if it explicitly was malicious and, like, that's how it.
It didn't
should be
turn quite
interpreted.
malicious to you. It was treating everyone with interest. It was only Althea that had started to try to rile up old bad memories and fearful memories, that sort of thing.
Okay, cool. Because I think for Marcus, like, I mean, like, ego death is something that he's searched for on his own. So I think that this is, like, you know, a pleasant surprise for him to run into something like that here. So he's kind of energized by this experience, I think.
Sure. Then you just feel like, oh, steel trap is my mind.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and follow Marcus while you all are still talking, resting. So you come around this corner, and you can see very odd shapes in this room. You see floating about 2 feet off of the ground these massive carved... it's like an oval cut in two of stone. And then on top of it, you see a shimmering silver barrier, just like the one that protects the town. When you get closer, you see that these are coffins. There is a dip on the sort of inside of that cut, and there is a body lying in all of these but one. They each have gravestones that identify them. It seems like from you being someone from Hallandor, you're realizing that these are all people who probably lived in this town. And
Sure.
They died over time, except for one, this one that does not have a marker. And you can tell that someone was there, but is not there anymore.
What's the name on the marker?
Makeda.
Makeda. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I guess
Sorry,
I'll-
Ben. That name sounds familiar. Is it one that
It is
these
your,
characters
Right.
know?
It's your ally who was Power World Word Guild.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will immediately, when I see that, I'm going back to my companions who, I mean, maybe Althea's coming back in at that time. And I'll just kind of flap my wings and puff out my chest as an owl.
What is it, boy? Did someone fall in one of these wells?
And then I'll try to, like, get their attention to come back and see.
Althea just says, false alarm on the barrier breaking. My bad.
Did everyone rapidly age before very?
Well, I guess I'm not going to stop you guys, so let's just get this over with. Let's hurry through.
Can I ask another, like, I'm not sure if this would be a religious thing or an arcana thing. The god is trying to, like, maintain its consciousness. Is that right?
It feels like I don't really know a way to describe it. It's sort of a idea of what I imagine it would be like to be buried alive. If you just kept living and you thought at some point someone's gonna dig me up. And in order to try to in order to be the person you were when you got buried, if you just kept repeating things about yourself, sort of in your mind, going over and over again who you are. I'm this person, I was born at this time, but then it's like more and more of that slips away over time, and you can only focus on a few things. That's kind of how I'm...
Oh, I am so... I have such a good idea, but it's a 6th level spell, and I don't have it. Okay, never mind. Okay.
All right, and so you all come up, and those of you who are not an owl, and so you would notice these things, each of these graves has a few things inside of them, or these coffins,
What's in
around
them?
the person, and it's kind of like being buried with things that are important to you. But it mostly seems to be like blankets, likely made by a loved one, books, that sort of thing.
Is
But
there anything in Makeda's coffin that her body's not there, right? But maybe she has things in there.
no, it's empty.
Are there any like footprints walking away?
There's a little bit of dust, yeah, and it's just walking towards the opening, and you can see that there are a pair of boot prints next to it.
Do they look like Gladys' boots?
Make a fashion check.
What is that?
They look like
He's got
boots
those
that
new Yeezys.
they look like boots that a very practically but still with a good eye for what clothes look good half elf wizard would wear. Yes, they look like that kind of boot print.
He's already put his soul in her body.
Don't I know that he has to get?
Oh,
Like, permission
that kind
from
of
the
good
body?
stuff, right? Since you guys are all on board with this.
No one said that we were on board with this, but when you're facing multiple apocalypses, you kind of need them to be pitted against each other if you want to prevent them all from happening.
And I look at Akka and I say, I don't for a second think that I'm for this. He killed Makeda. I will hunt him to the end.
All right.
Ben, can I follow the boot prints?
Sure,
But I also want to do that with
they just go
Marcus.
right back to here.
Big owls hunt humans like a regular owl hunts a field mouse.
They go back to where, Ben?
To here.
And then they disappear
It's more like just
or trail off or
yeah,
whatever.
they trail off basically. They fade as they go along.
Sure, yeah.
Someone can make a survival check if they would like to see something.
I
Just
can't
one
really
of us or any
I
of us?
guess,
I
I guess
can't
I'll check
communicate
it.
it to
Sure.
the group, yeah.
And actually, since it's Akka, you can make it with advantage.
Okay. 21.
Okay. The feet that seemed to be without shoes that were walking from Makeda's coffin, they are not elf-sized feet. They look like half-orc feet. They're pretty close to yours in size, but a little bit smaller.
But is it like a boot print or is it a footprint?
It's a footprint. There's a boot print. There's boots.
Are they
next to it.
mine? Like, can I put my foot in it and see if it's mine?
No, it's much smaller than yours.
So wait, so Makeda was an elf.
It could have been her boy toy. What was his name? I'm sorry. It's been a year.
Yeah, let me pull them up.
I'm thinking of the other Lion's Hope guy that
Yeah.
was really upset about it.
Dashor, her fiance, a half-orc. That
Well,
was his name.
and so I tell them that there's half-orc prints here, and they're not mine. Did that guy wear shoes?
Yes,
Like every time I've seen him? Okay.
Dashor wore shoes.
I mean,
We haven't seen any
I
half
wonder
in
if
town,
it's
have we?
You have not.
I've known Dashor for quite a long while. I don't think the boots next to those are definitely Caladrius's. I can't see Dashor even
I would
even
please-
flirting with the idea of working with Caladrius to get
Well,
up.
I think I was wondering if maybe he just got in here and stole the body away. He was really upset about everything. I'm walking while we talk about this.
Merahim is thinking back on how Dashor reacted.
Yeah, he was furious and heartbroken. When
And and they were like together a long time, right? They were like very much in love.
yeah, they had been engaged in courtship for like 3 years.
I thought you were about to say coitus.
Tantric, baby. No, they
They
were
They
like,
continuously had sex for 3 years.
they were like basically like dating, the version of dating that would exist for two sort of serious knight type people, for like 3 years, and had been engaged for a few months.
Althea, you would be surprised what people would do to bring back the ones they love.
As you say that, you all see a pair of the same coffins, but you can see that they are together, and one of them, the one on the right, is surrounded by flowers,
Can I,
scattered around the floor.
Can we see what the inscription is?
Yes, you can, on both of them. The one on the left has 2 small placards. There's one that looks a little bit older, and then the other one that looks like it was put in maybe like a year or 2 after the first one. The other one has a placard that was put in around the same time as the first. The one that you have walked up to, the left one, inside there is a handsome, tall, same height as Caladrius, slimmer build, fully elven man. He looks very similar to Caladrius, except he doesn't have any hair, doesn't have any facial hair, and he does have a slightly sharper features, whereas Caladrius has like a slightly wide nose. The bridge is a little bit wider than the lower part above the nostrils. This guy's is just a sort of sharp, angular line. This is likely the man whose journal you carry, Orsentius Catus. And then you look down at the inscription, and it is. It says Orsentius Catus, and the plaque simply reads, the first one, the older one, says, "Friend of many, a competent mind." And the second plaque says, "Doting husband, loving father."
And can I read the other gravestones?
Yes. It says, "Clotilde Catus, wisest counsel, beloved wife, friend to all, the purest light in all the world." And you can see it is a beautiful woman who looks like all of the other parts of Caladrius. She has hair that's the same color as his. She's broad-shouldered. You can tell just by looking at her that she probably worked in the mine. And you can see she has a flower tucked behind her ear, the same flowers that are scattered about around her coffin.
Ben, does this have the same sort of like force field around it?
It does, yeah.
Do these flowers seem fresh? Or are they starting to die?
They are not dying, but they're not fresh. Probably a
Timeless
small
as
charm,
everything else.
a small
they're-
charm put onto them.
They're plastic flowers, got it.
Yeah, very sweet, very touching.
Light on a rock and throwing it down.
Okay, yeah, you see big old heart down there now that you know what you're looking for.
And I'm gonna fly down after it.
Okay.
No, there's nothing to gain.
And at a certain point, you start to feel the same thing, and then you feel as if you've walked back into that room, and you feel like your mind is protected unless you go down there and you touch that heart.
Yeah, I would touch it.
Okay, you go down there and you touch that heart, and you start to get unmade.
Does this look infected to you?
And once you have a few new memories, and he seems interested in those because he didn't see them before. They're new. He doesn't get much entertainment down here. And he sees the memory of an owl walking away as echoing through the cave. A wizard mentions the name Naya. And you can't move now, Marcus, as that memory, specifically her name, plays over and over and over again. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 23.
Okay. You can move for 30 feet. This hole is 150 feet deep. It is not very big. It's basically the same size as the chamber below. You are having as much trouble making out the spatial relation of all the walls.
Right. Yeah, I guess I'll try to fly up the 30 feet, and we'll see what happens when I get there.
And when you get there, you stop, and you just hang in the air. And you all are watching this owl just sit there. And that memory plays over and over and over again. The DC has gone up. Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
Come on, Marcus, get back up here.
When Marcus has stopped, okay, you're still good. You can make it another 50 feet. You got 3 more of these to go.
Okay.
When you all see Marcus stopping, when he flies another 30 feet and then he just stops, he's not like hovering by flying. He is just in the air, just perfectly still. That plays over and over again, and it's slower. And you start to feel some emotion behind what's probing into you. This sort of longing and this attempt to remember every detail about a relationship that has partially kept whatever it is down there alive. And then you make another wisdom saving throw. DC's gone up.
14.
I apologize. Never mind.
I'm going to use my birthday inspiration to roll it again.
All right.
Ben,
Yeah.
are we watching this happen?
Yes, you are.
27.
All right, 27.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a turn when I notice that he's just like paused in the air. Basically, I'm gonna use my turn to try and create like a lasso or something with a rope.
Okay. Yeah, you make a pretty good lasso.
All right. Now I'm. And so the next time I get a chance to act, I'm going to start sliding down the rope to try and get close enough to lasso him and pull him back up.
Sure.
Can we see? Is like there an eye staring at him? Is there anything going on there?
No, it doesn't seem to. Not this time.
How deep did you say the hole is?
It's 150. He is currently 60 feet down. Once he's because he's able to fly back up another 30 feet, and then he stops. The word Naya is playing in your memory like a song, Marcus.
Okay.
And you gain 10 temporary hit points.
Oh, wow.
But your maximum hit points decrease by 5.
Ooh.
Shit.
Uh,
Like temporarily?
is this for Almus or?
It's for Marcus, the halfling man inside of the owl.
There's a little halfling man inside of every owl.
Well, why do you think they love voles? And you're able to fly up more with that 20. At this point, I would say, Akka, you are able to lasso.
Okay. I'm gonna try and hook him around like his claw or something, and
Yeah, make just an athletics check, because this is like,
okay.
I would say it's kind of similar to grappling.
Oh,
All right.
wish I had a birthday.
Yeah, you managed to put a lasso around the wing, and it is now harder for you to fly. You have 30 feet left, and you can only move 20 feet.
I'm going to end my wild shape.
Okay, and you become Marcus. So you
Yeah.
are falling, but Akka, you have her on the
Nai.
lasso.
Oh, okay.
So
Alright, I'm gonna start climbing up and just pulling them up with me.
okay, make a athletics check again for a contest as you feel Marcus start to be pulled down. Okay, and you manage to pull yourself up out of the hole, and you are able to pull Marcus up. Marcus, as you get closer and closer to the top of the hole, unable to see anything, you just hear a pained last version Marahim's voice morphing into a woman's voice. As he says Naya, you hear this woman's voice say, Alcibiades. And then you are pulled up out.
Oh shit. Am I like what? Can I talk, or am I paralyzed, or what?
Oh, you can talk now.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't go down that way.
That's what I said.
Yeah, well,
What
you know,
got
as
into
always,
you?
you're right, and I was maybe a little brash.
What happened?
Yeah, well, I just gonna fly down there and take a look, see if there was the other lung in that hole, but there wasn't. And then I heard this voice in my head, and it said, I'm kind of afraid to say it now, actually, but that the god with the people that the mask worship. I just heard your voice, Merihim, in the back of my head, and it just kept saying that, and then I stopped flying, but I was still trying to fly, and it wasn't like I was hovering in the air. I don't know if you saw or not.
No, we
it was
saw.
bad, actually.
When you
we go
move, Marcus, not you all, because you feel like something is around you all protecting you now, but the rope that is still tied around your arm slowly slips down into the hole and starts to seem to like tug down. You're still standing
So
above
like
the rope.
like it slid off his arm, and now the rope I have in my hand is like being pulled on.
Yep. So you still have it held, and your athletics check will hold, and Marcus will not be pulled down, but that rope is being pulled down.
Yeah, I don't think I noticed that. I think I think that we should just leave. And
Does Merahim notice that?
Perception check.
Can I give it a really strong pull to try and get the rope back?
Yeah. You start to pull. Make another athletics check. You don't notice Merahim.
Come on, natural 20, you can do it. Oh, almost.
Wow.
that's pretty close.
Yeah, you managed to pull the rope all the way back up, but it is still on Marcus's arm.
Wait, what? I thought you said it slipped off of his arm.
No, like it's still tied around his arm, but you are holding the portion that you were holding, so you are keeping it from
Oh, so
pulling
like the
him down.
dangle between section was hanging down and getting pulled on.
Yes, but you are able to keep Marcus up because you are strong enough to do that.
Oh, did something come up with it?
No.
We need to get away from this.
Yeah, I think we should go.
I'm gonna grab Marcus and pull him.
Do I need to do something about that? Is that thing aware of you?
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I mean,
You
Yes.
feel like it's not aware of you anymore. It can't touch you right now.
Technically, it was aware of all of us because we all did go down there once before, but we were in it for a long time.
Marcus,
Yeah,
is there anything else that you can tell us about what happened when you went down there?
yeah, maybe when we get out of the cave. I don't really like being in here anymore. I don't like
Yep.
mine. That's what I
Let's
found
go.
out today. And I'm gonna, I'll let Akka carry me the rest of the way out.
And Akka is like straight up like long striding out. Like it's not like a full on run, but like it's like somewhere between a jog and a run where you can just see his
your
legs
hips are
span.
going. Yeah.
Well, just like you can really see him like reach with his gait.
Nice.
I'm tempted to go down there too, but it's already fucked me up a lot. So
Merahim is... Who's this again? Is that a chicken or is that a person? Kind of looks like a chicken.
Sorry, mine's still loading, so I do not know.
It's a
who you
person.
are.
It doesn't. What do you mean it's a chicken?
It looked like a rooster from far away. It looked like a chicken.
It's not
actually,
Alan.
every time I see that token, to me it looks like a tent in like a war camp, but from a distance.
From
And
a
then I
distance,
remember
it
it's like a woman from the back.
The chicken is.
Wait, you thought this was a chicken?
I
Yeah.
thought that was a chicken.
Okay, it's a fellow. This is why you all gotta start playing zoomed in.
It doesn't help.
I actually zoomed out where I can see the whole map without having to scroll.
Well,
Yeah.
that is. I'm glad that I find tokens to represent things so that you all can see no detail.
I always zoom in and take a close look at tokens, but then I zoom back out
All right,
so I
gotcha.
can
Thank you.
see
That's-
where everything is.
All right, Nathaniel
If
is the only one who is acceptable to me.
If you mention someone important, I look at them, but otherwise, I just try and I try and look at the whole picture. I appreciate everything you give us, Dan.
Well, thank you for that. 2 points to come. So you have come out of the cave, out of the mine.
Who's like the person that knows the most about what's down there?
Probably be Luigi.
All right, I'm going to Luigi.
I would assume
I'm
it'd
going
be
to Luigi.
Caladrius.
I mean, yes, Caladrius would know more, but
But about
Does
other
anybody
people who
have
are
a
here,
speak with dead spell? Maybe we could talk to one of those bodies.
I don't.
Also, we can't disturb those bodies at all.
and
No,
you
yeah,
all are back.
I don't think that we should go back in there.
Also, I think Speak
Not-
with Dead summons their soul back, and if their soul has been consumed.
It doesn't summon the soul back, if I remember right. I think it it's
Like the body itself is the thing.
Oh.
That's, like it's
Yeah.
all chemical reaction stuff.
Okay.
You know how
Yeah.
magic works through science.
So yeah, when I flew down there, it was Naya. Naya's he kind of grabbed onto that memory, and it's like he made it his own almost, and he made me stop there, and it was really bad. I don't like
So-
that.
He was pretending that you were his wife, and he was trying to do things to you.
Yeah, no, but he just had it's like he had full control over me with that, and wouldn't let me leave.
Did it feel malicious at all?
It didn't feel nice, not like before.
Well, I meant his thoughts of Night. You said he latched onto that. Did it feel like he was angry with her at all? Because what if? I mean, it takes a lot of power to kill a god. What if she killed him? I mean, wives have killed their husbands for eons.
Yeah, no, I didn't really get that vibe from him. I think that he just recognized another part of his person, his being, and it was something that reminded him maybe of himself as much as someone else, and then when I got up at the very top, I heard a female voice. So I don't know, maybe Naya was working through me. I was like a conduit.
You heard a female voice.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard
Maybe-
that voice before?
Wait,
Yeah, you know.
what if?
It's very bad.
Is it any way that those Naya people could tunnel underground and come up to that area?
Well, I guess so. I don't see why not. Like dwarves tunnel.
Like
So
maybe, yeah.
I think that this magic barrier might be like a spherical.
No, I hope so.
But I'm finding Luigiana.
yeah, this could be while we're talking. While we're
Yeah,
walking.
Luigi,
Yeah.
you come to the door.
Luigia, we have a very important question for you.
Of course, I, as I told you when you arrived, I have no interest in keeping knowledge from you.
What is the center point of the sphere, and how far out is the radius? And is any piece of what's down there outside of the radius?
I will answer your last question because it is the only one that I know the exact answer to. No.
You are 100% positive.
Yes.
This must be a giant sphere. You said, or I got the sense that this thing was 2,200 feet long. Right? Isn't that what you said, Ben?
I said 20 to 100 is where his
20 to
Organs.
800. Okay.
his organs are scattered about below the
Oh, I thought you said like 2,200 as
I
well.
know, yeah.
I was
No,
gonna say,
I'm sorry.
shit.
I
I was
said
like,
I
it's
said
like,
20 to 100, and then I tried to clarify, and I think I just made it worse. So,
I was like, fuck, damn, this thing is like at least 1,100 feet in diameter.
so she says, I do not know. It is a few miles.
I mean, radius.
It is a few miles across and deeper than that. It is not a perfect sphere. I can't give you the exact measurements. I apologize.
No, that is all right. Do you have any way to... Have you ever interacted with it? Besides in a passive way?
Oh, yes. Back when I was younger and I was a minor, I felt it. Did you all... Sorry, did you all... Did you go down below the first level?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that. I'm very sorry. I would have warned you if I had thought that it would be something you were curious about. Caladrius' spell puts protection on anyone who goes in, so that now their soul can't be taken, but if you get close to what remains of that old thing, he can still reach out for you.
Would you mind, could you just like give me full... Oh, well, actually, would I know, since they're my soul bonds, if I have permission, do they have permission?
You don't know.
Um,
Do you want to call one?
no, I want to ask. So, I'm sure you know of soul bonds. Oh, well, actually, Pip stays with me. My hummingbird. She's always really small with me. Is she still here?
Yeah.
Okay. If we have permission to be here, does that mean that our soul bonds do as well?
They are a part of you.
Okay. I want to step. Is there like a pool, a pond of water, a river?
Yes, if you head, and she points to the north west. She says, if you head that way, there's a small pond.
I'm gonna start heading that way, and first, like as soon as I step outside, I'm gonna summon do my zebra, Chester, and then so my fang is a hippo. Do I need to be by water, or because your fang you don't have to be?
No, so your
Okay.
your hippo can show up.
So I'm going to summon Chester, and then I also named my hippo. I think her name was... Yeah, her name's Zoe. So I summon Chester and Zoe.
Who's Chester?
Chester's my zebra, my hoof.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And Zoe's my fang.
Yep, and they both come much quicker than you expect. Quicker
Okay.
than they've come in the past.
All right, cool. And then I'm heading to the water because I also want to summon Donatello, my dolphin. Just doing a stalk to make sure all of my pieces of me are still here.
Sure, and they all are.
Cool. Phew.
Yeah, so
We
I
do-
think that maybe we should board up some of those holes down there. Like, why are they still open?
Because when we have boarded them up, they get blown open.
All right. It seems like it's powerful enough to do something like that. Do you know the name of the god?
Alcibiades?
Yeah, I heard that myself. And when I was coming back out, I had this memory of, my friend Merihim here. You've met him, Merihim from before. He was saying something about Naya, another god, and how they were married to each other. And it kind of took that memory and froze me in place. Does that sound like anything that's happened before?
No. But I doubt anyone who has been in before you all knew of that thing below's marital life.
There is something else that is important for your village to know. And Merihim looks at Marcus. Oh, it should be over here. And nods.
Oh, you mean about the voice? You think they need to know about the voice?
They should definitely know about the voice.
Oh, yeah. Well, so when I was down there and I was coming back up, I turned back into, the form that you see me here. Oh, by the way, I was an owl, like a big one. I guess that's not really that important of a detail, but I was flying back
Let's
up
get
as
to
an
the
owl.
voice, Brent.
Right. Yeah. So, anyways, I turned back into Marcus, and Akka back there from before, he had his rope around me, and it was my wing as an owl. But then I turned back into Marcus, and it was an arm, and I was about to be pulled up at the top by Akka. He's really strong, and then I was listening to my inside of my head, and
Merihim's mage hand is just like stroking his forehead, like
right. Yeah.
so frustrated.
And then I heard a female voice too when I was down there, and so maybe Naya knows about this place now, and our friend Alcibiades. Yes, so sorry about that. Take that as my bad. Oh yeah, and then she has this whole cult around her where people wear masks, so don't let anyone with a mask in, I would say. That'd be a good rule of thumb.
I tell Marcus, I don't feel like it's your bad for her knowing. I think she already knew of this place. I think she is orchestrating the Dalrayoth, the communication between the Dalrayoth and Chiato. I would keep a very close eye on him. I think he might be working with her to unleash. Maybe unknowingly, maybe he doesn't know this, but he's either actively helping her get this thing out, or she's using his greed and his want for the mines to be back open to get him to let her in, to let her know where any weak points are. And Marcus, it's not your fault for her knowing that it's here. I'm sure she's been well aware.
To be clear, I don't think that it would be Marcus's fault at all. But it might not be as simple as she already knew. It is possible that with what's down there calling out her name, she's been able to pinpoint this location.
Oh yeah, also, I guess I didn't mention this to you guys back there because I was kind of in shock, and I'm still kind of in shock. But it took some of my life force, so I don't know, maybe like it's more powerful now, or I don't know, you might see a little Marcus running around, like it's a clone of me or something like that. I don't really know how gods work, actually. I'm just kind of guessing on that. But anyways, I just thought I should put that out on the table while we're considering everything that happened.
Can I roll an Arcana check on that news? And what that might mean?
Sure.
Luigia, is this...
That one.
Oh, God.
Oh no, there's gonna be a slightly smaller Marcus running around here.
Oh no.
Luigia, is the spell on this city, is this Caladrius' doing?
It was one made by his father and then improved by Caladrius.
Uncle Merahim, I think she did know that it was here. I think Naya's forces were trying to kill Caladrius, so I think if he were to die, this spell would be gone, and then she wouldn't need to use the forces of the Ryoths to be here to destroy this, and instead could focus sending the Ryoths to fucking up all these other cities that she is trying to gain under her influence.
Sorry, who is this woman?
She's another god. She's an
Right, the bride, yes.
She's an
that
old
does
god.
not sound like what I have heard from Heterocynius.
What do you mean?
What have you heard?
And Lotharis, still reading his book, says, from what we've heard, the Dalryoth are very devout to their family of light.
Oh, no, they're not worshipping her. She has this society, these masked people. They have infiltrated. We've seen one of them already. They infiltrated a society, a secret society back in our own home base city, and she was trying to use the wrongdoings that they're doing to, on the surface, it seems what she was going for would help the people, but once you delve a little deeper, it's really
The
only
forces
helping
of Naya are cunning and dangerous, and they will ally with whomsoever furthers their goal, and throw them under the bus whenever it is most convenient.
Ah. Well, then hopefully the Ryothi do not reach us, because I did not want anyone to. And then both her and Lotharis go, huh!
They're here, aren't they?
There is someone casting spells against the barrier.
And Merahim looks at Althea and says, "It is not necessarily," and he's walking towards the door. He's like, "It's not necessarily that she is finding out his location, but to know that your lover is calling your name when you long thought them dead. There is no length that you would not go to save them." And I'm gonna start booking it to the.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna go out the other door because it's closer to the barrier.
While all the older gentlemen get their steps in, going around.
Yep.
We
This
have to do
mole isn't
our,
going to walk
our
us through.
yeah, I was just gonna say. Look, they were the only reason they open up a mall in the
Oh,
morning.
I would have sent away Donatella and Zoe, but I would have needed to use what's his butt Chester to get back here. I'm gonna hop on him to get to the barrier quicker.
I'm gonna send my familiar. Yeah, I'm gonna send my familiar forward to scout.
Yeah. Okay. So Larry flies over, and he sees a massive force of light cavalry that you saw just the other day.
Damn it!
And it is the Remy, but you do see a group of men sort of towards the front that are in much, much heavier armor. And it is the mixture of plain iron with bits of very yellow-plated, like the color of light, armor, all atop horses, except for the man who is next to the princess of the Remy, who is extravagantly dressed in multiple different colors, patterns that Marahim might recognize as Ryothi. And he is standing with his arms crossed, and he is speaking to a pair of people who are from the city, not Chiato, but who are sort of close to the gate. Seem to be looking to them. You see in the princess's hand a bow that she did not have earlier.
Oh, damn.
And as you all come up to the barrier, you see this man walk forward and press his hand to it. And just these two... I'm sorry, I'm trying to make the shape. Just these two sort of... this 10-foot stretch is opened up. And they all... You are not actually this close as you are on the map. And around these two in the front, you watch as all of this cavalry pour in and start to
All right,
fan
sounds
out.
like
Well, was I within 150 feet?
No, you were not. And that's where we're going to leave tonight's session.
No!
Ooh.
Alrighty.
Are you sure we don't have time to battle these 85 tokens?
No, you don't. And I mean, do you... Some of them are very, very light cavalry.
So I couldn't have. Dang. Because I was on a horse.
that's true.
I was on my.
What were you going to do? And I'll tell you if you could have done it.
I was wanting to just cast a 4th level storm sphere, which is a 20-foot radius, centered right here, so that way anyone who comes in has to make the saving throw and
Okay.
block their entrance.
You cast it at 4th level?
Yeah, I can only do it as a 4th level spell,
Okay.
Oh.
Then the
and it's my
DC
only 4th level spell that I have.
Then the DC is 14.
Fuck.
Okay. You notice the man extravagantly dressed just holds out his hand, and your storm sphere wicks away. And then they all ride through. And that's where we're going to leave tonight's session, with this cavalry charging in 2 at a time.
Can I just bonus action use my font of magic to regain my 4th level spell slot?
Sure. And all
Which I
of
think
these...
is 5 sorcery points because it's the spell level +1.
Sure. And all of these cavalry ride in. You notice that one of the Remy gets close to this woman lifting a spear, and when he does, a Ryothi who is galloping by just unsheaths his saber and knocks the spear out of his hand. But they are all coming in.
Shit.
And
And we're
that's
not
where
this close, right? We're pretty far.
you are pretty far back, yeah. This is just where I put you all because I thought that you would go straight here instead of having a familiar. And we will return in some good amount of time. I just don't think the 20 minutes would be enough to play out even the first encounter of this battle. You all are going to have a battle.
Yeah.
We're going to be
awesome.
running a battle.
20 minutes.
I
Well,
mean-
we did start at 30 minutes late, so technically
I have to wake up for work tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I know I'm getting bed.
Alrighty. So we will see you all next Sunday at 6 o'clock for a game with the Thorns. And please come on by back in a month's time when we return to the town of Lypris for a fight against the Remy, backed by a few auxiliary cavalry from Dal Rayath. Bye, everybody.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.